So you're in the pain building section.
Oh, yes, yes.
We certainly don't have all the stars yet.
No,
It's building.
well, you know, it's not the Frontenac, the stars come out every night, and this is certainly no exception.
We certainly should say hello to our people back at home.
Yes.
Live on CBC Radio, we're here at Oso Township Hall.
Am I in the shot now? Am I in the shot? Okay. You can see me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Just,
Yeah, this is the world premiere of Oso videos.
yes, it's not only the premiere, but I think it's the first time it's happened too, right?
Yeah, that fits very well.
Yes. Oh, we have some more guests arriving with us right now. Welcome.
Good.
Yeah. We have the town crier with us tonight. That's yeah.
Folks at home, they love you, music.
Well, yeah, I'm interested in who dresses the town crier. Where do you get an outfit like that? Where are you dressed?
Up here.
Yeah.
Want to introduce you to folks at home next. Patty, I understand you're a town crier.
I've been telling you all day, 7 o'clock Thursday.
And you're also on the stars tonight.
Why am I the town crier? The only guy in wear lace and feathers.
Speaking of lace and feathers, who designed your clothing tonight?
What's the name of that? It's town stars.
Happy Village.
Yes, yeah, well, sometimes it takes a village to dress up town crier or something like that. Yeah, we're sporting Moors tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Buy one, get one free. I'm wearing the free one now.
I don't actually have to pay them.
Yeah, so yeah. But that's a nice outfit.
It is.
Well, you might like to know that it's, I have a ladies' summer, spring, and fall coat on. I have a ladies' dress. You can see why I don't want to go out during the bird hunting season.
Wow, very interesting. Very interesting.
Tell us, Patty, who the stars are. Obviously, you've come to Central Frontenac for good reasons. Frontenac, Central Frontenac, certainly. We're so glad to have you part of the crew. There's no question. It's such a big part.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I know you want to go around and see some of the folks.
Goodness. Is there somebody tonight that has lost their pearls?
Yes.
They apparently were on the red carpet on the way in. For goodness.
Yes. They may be rentals too. If you take them when you go back. Yeah.
No, I'll put those inside.
Okay.
Remind me.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. For those before.
I think actually we have the record of the videos tonight here.
Yes, I will. See, come over. Right here. Join us for a bit. Just leaving this out on CBC Live. Jesse, congratulations. Congratulations. Nice to see you.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yes, turn around, make sure you face the camera there.
Yeah, just, it's an old director's thing.
That makes me get a picture here.
Yeah.
There we go. I hope you were smiling. Well, you were.
Yes.
What a wonderful thing. Well, you've certainly been a busy person over the last while, Jesse.
Yeah.
Not only have you been director, but you've been producer, you've been part of the filming crew, you've been the manager of the editing crew, and you've come up with these wonderful videos that we're looking forward to.
And you're the lead projections tonight, I understand, too. You'll be showing the videos later on. What are you actually looking at? Is it computerized, or is it live action, or animation? Digital video. Okay, so they got numbers of them, right? Wow.
Kitchen is amazing, you know. You can really do all sorts of fascinating stuff. We're looking forward to see it.
So that would be bits and bytes. How many do you think there'd be in there? In that whole fix that you made? How many bits? I think there'd be at least 10? Wow. 10 bits for you, or 10 bytes for you for this.
Now, these aren't the only videos you can present. What other videos have you got? What other filming have you got?
And I'm doing 2 other ones.
Secret. Can you tell us a little bit more about the ones that are secret? No? Oh.
Oh, there's a bunch of series. Keep people wanting more. Well, thank you, Jesse.
Congratulations. Big hand for Jesse. On the line coverage, we don't actually get on the bit. We have to get the stage that are listening.
Selfie. Oh, wonderful. Hey. Selfie. It's gotta be a selfie. It's the biggest thing. And then we'll get a noise. Yes.
Me, because I sit here anyway. Also, this is live streaming to the internet. Also, they can hear what we're saying, because this is the microphone.
Just going to do a quick pan shot here. So, wave the camera, wave the camera, folks, just so we can get a shot of all the folks here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Come back through. Big wave to the camera. There we go. Okay. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, just coming out of
Now I have to go for best carpet.
Can we get you up for a quick interview, folks?
Yes. It's the poets. All right.
Welcome.
If you hard time finding that crosstown traffic, look at it.
Picture of the stars.
The beach is crowded.
Just before you leave, live on CBC television here, we do certainly want to get an interview with you folks. We're really excited. There's no question. You two are a couple of the biggest stars, and I understand that this all.
Now I understand in the film that you were in, you play a married couple. Is that right? Yes, it is. Thank you, Gary.
Your value bill.
Oh, your money. Oh, not my money.
You must be very excited about it. I understand these were testimonials from Ocean for Central Company. How long has it been now you do this?
8 years.
That's wonderful place, isn't it? No question. You live on the ground Shadow Lake? Thank you very much.
Looking
Fantastic. Yes, no question.
Yes, a Harvard
Wait. Okay. Come one of these.
No, I was having one
Is that right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, it was losing some of its comfort.
Oh, good shot, ladies and gentlemen, with the director. You never know. You never know.
Gary and I are professional photo bloggers, by the way, because we show up in bed for video. Hey, Hollywood needs to live with Hollywood.
Welcome to our red carpet gala.
Hollywood. Nice to see your shirt finally blossomed there.
You're certainly looking very fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
That's,
You don't gotta admit, it's a real privilege to be here tonight, but,
well, you know, it's a very
I heard that they originally asked Joan Rivers.
really.
Yeah, red carpet. Wow. Well, just like the Oscars, and I guess they.
I knew Joan Rivers when she did the Babylon Brook.
Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Well, she has to stop. That's for sure. Never she refused.
Did you refuse? Turn it down, man. Well, busy doing something
I
else?
think there's a procedure that she has.
Oh, procedure? Okay. Oh, red carpet. Okay. Good evening, good evening.
While you're here with us, can we ask you who you are? Very You're obviously one of the stars of the like you in second time. Some people originally came by was fucking trade, like the BNP, CBR, but how long have you been in second time? Why are you saying? It is. Well, we're very fortunate to have you. So once again, thank you for joining us. Yeah. Hi.
this time we would ask any of the stars for tonight if they could assemble outside the hall door. That would be true. Let's take the liberty to greet us through.
Nice to meet
Live on CBC here.
They want the stars in my videos.
Now, is this your first acting experience on screen?
Yes, it is. I'm, you know, I'm in the
Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing this. Now, we're using a bit of an older camera tonight, but we hope it may be in black and white.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening. Oh, Gary, we have a nice crowd coming up the hall. Good to see you both set. There, you guys speak.
Oh, okay.
So,
As the instigator of all this, one of the great things that there's an alternate.
next day. I must ask you a very important question. Where did you get the dress?
The designers is actually, yes.
You've had a lot of people for $1,000. Yes, yes. It's stunning, stunning. Okay. Thank you very much.
Not at all. We fixed it all pretty sharp. Well, Dennis is really a pleasant change from some of the other video.
Yes, yes,
I haven't seen him yet, or not officially yet.
Oh, you think about that for the documentary.
We lost yes, he was a lot more. So you know that there's highway was lost like 20 years and a lot of people have found it. And that's why they actually hate the secret programs. Lots of good reasons to live in the secret programs.
Well, here's some more media types.
Mr. Green.
Yeah.
Your business. We don't take prize, we don't take
Jeff, we'd look at chat, Jeff, with the true stars tonight are now entering the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the red carpet the stars of tonight. Bonita Lawrence. Olympic picture, yes. A little interview with Ken later on.
Here are the Frenchies, Cindy and Jason. Their daughter was with you at one time. What are they?
Here's Victor Ball.
You're not as big as Victor Hayes and Paul. I don't know whether that was ever done or not. I think it probably was. More media showing.
I believe these taking advantage of
the short scissors. I've never been photographed sitting in That's why it was over.
You know that Jesse didn't have to sign the waivers until today. I was gonna refuse to sign it until I saw it.
Online with CDC.
I don't really, I understand. It's gonna make you
Well, very much. Starlight season is well prepared.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Really looking forward to the
Gary and I are kind of the official bookends of the picture exchange tonight. We're the framers.
What's our weather like down there?
Huh?
It's hard being a director.
Sort of.
You introduce yourself to you yet?
We need to get a picture.
Okay. You got some beats that you might have put the information, but the federal part. Both the guys run the trouble. You may have to take a look at it. Yes, we get. Melanie.
When they walked in, they were talking French, and it was like, I think French is a first language.
Yeah, the name like that. It's first name. But it's English. It's perfect.
Decorations.
After I'm going to see if I can have a conversation with them. I'm not going to
Yeah. When I met Jeff, he was elementary LIS brewers. So what I said was, we're here tonight for video. And left it at that.
You're right back. Very nice, nice touch. Nice touch.
Yeah, there are people who can watch it right now. I'm live streaming it. So, yeah.
That's it, please.
See how many people are watching. There are 6 people watching.
Oh, you're doing it online?
Yeah, there are people who can watch it.
6 are watching.
I was playing it on YouTube so I could see how many people were watching, and then it played it and that's those speakers clap and pumping.
And you're a techie? I'm already worried about this film. Yeah.
Lucas.
He doesn't care. He got you signed. That's right. I signed the darn paper. Please?
Huh?
Please?
Yeah. Yeah. It's starting to get
You're a
rich.
decent crowd here.
Huh?
Decent crowd.
Yeah.
Place is full.
I don't think they have enough seats. Of course not.
Not at all.
I have nerves of steel.
He's a professional. We'd be concerned if you weren't.
Huh?
We would be concerned if you were not nervous.
If you ever get crazy questions, if you ever where can I get this water or anything like that? Yes. Let's see.
People are starting to find their seats tonight.
Yes, that's it's always nice, isn't it, when that happens?
We're settling down. And that where we're going to share these videos.
Yeah. We'll
Hopefully, they're fortunate because this is the first showing of these videos.
yes, well, it's not only that, but it's
Jesse,
Yeah?
have you set this up as a series of videos, or is this just one big video?
It's a series of videos.
Okay.
They're made for the website, so you go onto the website and it's there's like a section for each video, and then people can watch whichever one they choose. Yeah,
That's what I assumed you would do.
yeah. Yeah, when I was interviewing everyone, actually, I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do. And afterwards, I figured it out and wrapped it all up.
Green is still upset because you were broadcasting live, and we need another week before we'll be able to record this.
It's a great year. Like here. Nothing but the best. So next year.
Nothing. I don't think it's ever going to stop. The problem is we may feel like it's never going to end. Yeah, that's why we want it started. Yeah. Send me the keyboard, it's just.
Watching these videos is good.
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes until they were scheduled. We have 10 minutes until they were scheduled to
Thank you,
start.
sir.
I hope all of you will help an old guy with the third oh yay. When I ring the bell, take a big deep breath. When I start, I want you to yell oh yay for as long as you can. And if you beat me, I'll give you my ticket for that line. are here to bear witness to an initiative which will set our municipality apart from all others. You will be touched by the heartwarming stories told by citizens who hold Central Frontenac near and dear to them. The landscape video will display and confirm how precious and pristine the land which we call home really is. Let us give thanks to those who worked so hard on this particular project that we can spread the word around the world that Central Frontenac is second to no other. My lords and my ladies, we are blessed to be able to call this land, which is settled comfortably here in the heart of the land of lakes, home. God bless citizens of Central Frontenac, ladies and gentlemen. God bless this wonderful country of Canada. It's always my pleasure to introduce, in this particular case, our mayor for this particular initiative that she also worked very, very hard on. So would you please give her a hand when she comes up here and speak. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm very excited to share this initiative with you. It's certainly been something that's been a long time coming. For some time, the economic development team and the staff have wanted to do something to enhance our website to advance economic development. So this initiative came to fruition really with the assistance of St. Lawrence College Employment Center, because they brought to our attention the opportunity to employ a youth at a very minimal cost of probably with work experience, and it gave us a very talented employed beginning back with the Heritage Festival to be able to continue accounting for us. We've had many discussions about this, and what we came up with is what we wanted to show the world really is why do people come here, and more importantly, why do they stay? So we approached various individuals in the municipality, and they're here. Thank you, our stars tonight. They are our stars. They've been so generous here to share their own personal stories, and we're going to show them wholeheartedly on the internet. They go viral on YouTube. But we haven't made anyone look foolish. I hope everyone's having fun tonight. But the videos are in all seriousness. They're very good stories, personal stories that people have been kind enough to share with us, and they were put together by Jesse here, who's really done the lion's share of the work at the vision. Where they were added in, and we previewed the videos, and I'd be expecting them to comment and any point in the game, but I'll let everything else speak for themselves. And Jesse, roll the film.
Okay.
I'm Patty O'Connor. I am the town crier for Central Frontenac. I wear feathers and I wear lace, and there's not many people in Central Frontenac that will do that. I retired here in 1992. I was born and raised in Kittrell, Ontario, which is north of Sudbury. I've had the good fortune of living the military lifestyle. A lot of it's tough. What goes with the tough is the opportunity to, to do many things that hardly anybody has the opportunity to do. My years stationed in Kingston, I got to travel up this way quite a bit. People were so nice, and I thought, well, no, I haven't been any place in the world any nicer. And I've been to a lot of places in the world, that I could tell that this, it wasn't a city. It didn't have the mansions. It didn't have the attitude. It had comfort. One of my colleagues retired and went into real estate. If Neil, if you ever come across a place that's unique, let me know. So they got this listing here. So I came, I looked, I saw, I bought, I retired. So that's why I'm here, because of this beautiful place I have. I have my own private lake. It is surrounded by landowners. Another thing about my property is that I have a black rat snake. It's on the endangered list. The lake itself is a spawning lake, and it spawns for pickerel. And the pickerel run up the creek into the lake, and it goes beyond into other lakes in the community. Everybody is interested in coming to the bridge here and watching the fish run upstream. And just going out on the lake itself in the pontoon boat, sit out in the middle of the lake, you bring a book, and Bonnie brings a bottle of wine. We just sit and float, and when we hit the shore, we start motor up and go to the other end and pick up the wind again, watching the loons and and ducks and just have a more tranquil to retire into and a place where you can put your feet up and just enjoy it. We have a wonderful arts community. Okay, like I'm involved with the North Frontenac Little Theater, and I have been ever since I come here. And we're sold out almost at every one of our productions. We're sold out, and it also is the start of my being a town crier in the community, because I played the part of Mr. Bumble in Oliver, and Mr. Bumble is the town crier. I get an opportunity to travel around with the mayor and be a part of welcoming visitors to our community and things like that. Every event that you go to, there's always those kind of people that are there that are the life of that event. Even if it's going to a church dinner, there's somebody in the back kitchen, who's telling jokes or laughing or giggling. And there's a lot of that goes on around here. I mean, that's country living. I'd encourage anybody that's my age and younger, of course, to come to this part of the world to experience it, have a look at it, and just see it's different from other places that we've seen. I think find that it's unique. For younger people coming looking for jobs and things like that, if they're prepared to travel a bit to the city centers and live in the country, raise their children in a comfortable, safe, and comfortable environment, ideal. Just a little bit of traveling involved, and but for the benefits of it, I think it's well worth it. We have a very special place here, and if people are interested, we are here with open arms to invite anybody that wants to come to live in our community. I can guarantee you that it's not boring. I would say just come and drop into the restaurant. Everybody will talk to you. You just ask questions, and you'll know everything about our community in a very short period of time. I'd be happy to bring you all the dots to go and show you, the highlights of it.
Excuse me.
I went back to school late. I was 31 when I started university. I lost a job and things weren't going well, and somebody said, "Why don't you try going to university?" So I did, right? Well, my name is Benita Lawrence. I've been here for 4 years. I bought the place in 2010. I'm an academic. That defines my life pretty well. I actually teach in Toronto for 8 months a year. I teach at university. So my 4 months when I can actually live here full time, I basically stay in town. 3 days and 2 nights. I rent a room normally. I used to stay at my sister's, but then she moved in down the street. Because we both lived here. I guess my first impression was coming down Long Lake Road and just loving it. It's beautiful. And I still, you know, whether I'm driving along it in winter or in summer, I still marvel at it. And then when I arrived here and I saw the house on the hill, you know, the outcrop, I said, I love the place. I like the fact that when you phone the drugstore, that, hi, how are you? You know, and they actually know you. That's something that I'm still enjoying. And when my sister and her husband moved in, and I saw them, you know, experience it, that nice thing about the kind of personalized connection that you get everywhere. People actually see you as a person, not a number. That's a real pleasure. When I lived in Toronto, the dangerous dog legislation had just come in. On Ottawa, my dog is 1/4 pit bull. Every single day I had to put up with attitudes about him being part pit bull. I mean, it's based on as a pit bull. I moved here, it's like, nice dog. You know, no one's afraid of dogs. No one has this attitude about dogs. As a pet owner, it's nice to have all this area As you can probably see from outside, I'm a fanatic gardener. Basically, I spend about the first 6 weeks of summer just working in the garden every day. I have almost 75 acres, so, you know, walking through it, it's just, yeah, it's beautiful. I grew up on the south shore of Montreal, and it was, you know, it was pretty rural. So I think for us to retire back here, in my case, kind of went naturally. I'm probably such a homebody because having to commute 8 months of the year, I don't want to leave the property. If I can help it, pulling me away from this property is really difficult. It's like pulling teeth.
When we first got here, my son was in grade 11, so he was just moving into high school.
You know, he tells us, Mom, Dad, don't ever sell this place because I want to inherit it.
This is my husband, Jamie.
And this is my lovely wife, Cindy. We moved in the summer of 2008, about 6 years. Before we moved to Central Frontenac, we lived in Cambridge, Ontario. I worked in IT security, so was really doing a lot of travel and a lot of work stuff. But we found ourselves in a situation where I didn't have to go to an office. I could work from home. So what ended up happening is Cindy's family lives in Oshawa. My family lives in Ottawa. So we wanted to find a place that was kind of halfway between both, where we could get people to come and gather for family events and things like that. And as our parents are getting older, we could actually, you know, travel to both places and make it more manageable and easy. We wanted a lifestyle where we'd be on the lake. Instead of trying to maintain a cottage and a house at the same time, we said, let's put them both together. If I'm having a rough day or something like that, I can walk out of my office and onto my deck. You're listening to the birds, you got the sun shining, you're on the deck, you're looking at the lake, and then take a couple breaths. And you're like, okay, it's not so bad. I'm going to go back to work now. And if I'm not at home, I'm on the road, I'm visiting customers and clients. Because we're close to Ottawa and close to Toronto, you know, if I have to go somewhere, I can use those airports. You know, there are people that commute from here to go to work in Belleville or Kingston or Napanee. We're really centrally located around a bunch of different cities. Perth, they're all by the same distance. So
it's no different than if you were living in Oshawa, commuting to Toronto and back.
no, it is.
Because they don't get to live on the lake.
You don't have to sit in traffic bumper to bumper for the same amount of time that you commute here. It's actually a scenic, enjoyable commute if you had to do it from here. You know, as far as the kids are concerned, there's all sorts of activities for them. There's youth group at the church, there's things at the Legion they hold, there's the rec committee stuff that goes on, and then there's, of course, you know, programs and clubs and things like that with school.
It's a very good school, very social. Not a lot of the cliques and stuff have been in the city. A lot of one-on-one. We have 2 children, and one is 12 and the other's 19. There's a lot more freedom for the kids. You know, it's not quite as in the city where you have to hang out with your kids. They can't go 5 feet from you without knowing where they are. It's a little more freedom. It's like the way it used to be when you were growing up, and kids could go out and play.
We're still the aggregation point for our family at least, and they'll come up in the winter and, you know, I make a skating rink right in front of the house and we go skating. We're doing maple syrup right now, so we tap a bunch of trees. My nieces and nephews come up and we go and collect the sap and that kind of stuff.
Well, my mother looks every time she comes up. Yeah. That was for sale. That's for sale.
Yeah.
So it puts her in dream mode.
In the city, there was no real sense of community. You had to really work hard to feel like you were part of the community. We lived in like suburbia kind of type place. You know, people would commute to Toronto and back, and by the time they got home, they just didn't want to talk. Even talk to their neighbors. Gosh, within, you know, moving in here within a week, we were being invited over to parties the neighbors were putting together to welcome us to the neighborhood. And ever since, we've just gotten involved. You know, we know everybody, we can talk to folks, everybody's friendly. We didn't move here specifically for that reason with the community. But once we moved in, we realized what a significant benefit that was.
Well, I do a lot of baking from home, and, which is kind of good with the volunteering for bake sales and pie auctions and things like that.
There is something, you know, that's a lot of fun that I do here in the winter too. I make a path with my ATV and plow a path up and down the lake. So you can skate for close to 3 kilometers up and down the lakes. And, you know, all our neighbors really love that. They get out on the lake. We actually see some of our neighbors more often in the winter because they go for daily walks.
Than it is to come around by the roads.
Yeah, if people put in decent places, we've got the opportunity to actually meet some new folks that are going to move in. You know, maybe they'll have kids, and our daughter will make new friends. We'll make new friends. I think in summation, you know, it's a really good place to raise kids. It's affordable, and it's a lifestyle change from the city.
Yesterday, the otters appeared on the lake. And the otters running across the lake, and then boom, slides on its belly. Just having fun. Oh, for fun. No, we don't have any. We just, yeah.
My name is Victor Davis.
I'm Paul Scott.
I'm married and have 2 kids. Our kids go to the Lakes Public School on the road, which is a fantastic school. It's a small school. There's 140 kids in it.
About 9 staff.
When we arrived, my daughter was 6 years old. She could not speak English. She could understand English because I spoke to her in English back in Japan, but she couldn't speak it. What was interesting about it, this tiny school out in the middle of nowhere had 2 staff who had been in Japan and just related Japanese. And she walks into this school and she is being greeted in Japanese. All the staff there knew who she was and that she couldn't speak English. She likes being able to get outside. When we were living in Japan, we were living in an apartment building and there was no grass. Now, outside. This is so natural, so secluded, so quiet.
Even people who come here from Toronto or Montreal say, this is paradise. We first acquired the property as far back as 1969 and started running retreat type events. We just fell in love with the property. Frontenac is a multi-use facility that we've put up here. Over the years, it has been used by a great variety of groups. Victor indicated way back when that he wanted to be part of this project.
We are at Circle Square Ranch, just outside of Arden, Ontario. We have just finished a business breakfast where local business owners get together. We have a presentation about possible resources to support our businesses, and we sit around, have a nice breakfast, and chit-chat, network. There's all kinds of interesting food stuff going on here. We have a connection with the local farmers market. There's all kinds of organic producers around here. One of the things about our place here, which we haven't talked about, is its centralized location to urban areas. We are almost equidistant from Toronto and Montreal. We are not so far away from Ottawa, a couple hours, and then Kingston's an hour away.
And the plus for me is if I want to go to the city, I can still go to the city. All the basic stuff is in the village of Charlotte. Great pharmacy, great service.
You take somebody in to one of the shops in Charlotte, and you're greeting the staff by name.
Yeah, I'll go into home hardware with a guest, and they're all involved in that. The conversations I'm having with the people who work there.
The people know you. They recognize you, and maybe they don't know your name, but they know your face.
There's one place I always take these people, and forgot completely. I take them to Bob's. This place is in the middle of nowhere, right? You name it, and Bob will say it's I'll see on the top shelf.
You go, you fill up for gas, and it's 5 minutes at the pump, and it's 20 minutes inside.
Yeah. One of the things that I really appreciate here is the relationships we have developed with our neighbors. We sort out all kinds of arrangements with our neighbors. So we need that, and we need this. If it's for equipment that we need that we don't have, and what can we offer in exchange?
So one of our neighbors is a local potter and artist. What we do is we exchange firewood for art lessons. So our daughter gets a weekly private art lesson, and the neighbor gets firewood.
And we've had a number of arrangements like that over the years. There are lots of interesting characters. And we're excited people ourselves.
I like the daily exercise program. That is a critical aspect of my routine. I'm Tim Fisher, and I've been living here for 5 years. Personally, I love the KMP Trail. Last winter, I skied on it 91 successive days, which is going skiing every day for 3 months. In the summertime, I'm on the KMP on my bike, and it's just an unending welcome of nature. I ran into a snowy owl, and I was in a corridor of the trees coming around the trail, and the owl came out of the tree and just flew down the track in front of me. You know, like there are blue herons in the summer. You look into a beaver pond and see otters playing. That's a solitary time for me, but I like being alone like that. Before I moved to Central Frontenac, I was living in West Quebec, and I was semi-retired and had a bed and breakfast on the Ottawa River. And my property had gone up so much in value that I wanted to sell and retire in Ontario. I found a wonderful investment property right here in downtown Charlotte Lake and bought it, and we did. Charlotte Lake began as a mining and tourism community in the 1800s, and the railway left 35, 40 years ago with its central location between Ottawa, Toronto, and Kingston. And because of housing market is not inflated, this is a wonderful place to retire. For me, this is just absolutely perfect, and for my wife too. We are in walking distance of everything here in the downtown of the village, and there's the lake just across the street. The church is at the top of the hill. There are as many churches as you can imagine for whatever denomination you're looking for. Dancing at the Legion on Thursday nights, a drugstore. The community just has everything you want. The culture shock that I experienced moving into Central Frontenac was the welcome. I had lived in a very political part of Quebec, And moving here, the welcome, it was just like an unending welcome mat. I find everyone that I run into uniformly friendly. We got involved in the little theater company, played snooker with one of my neighbors. There are so many social contexts, neighborly, friendly groupings within the community that are welcoming and not intrusive. There's just so many opportunities to have a good time here. You know, our kids love coming here because it's so recreational friendly and people friendly. If I were to have a final thought about my experience living here, it is about sharing this experience with my family. Pat and I each have our own sets of children, grandchildren, and to be able to invite them here to enjoy this wonderful atmosphere is just a tremendous asset. We love living here and sharing the experience we have with family members who come to visit. There's so much that they enjoy when they come here, and they're always happy to come back.
Would you like me to speak or would you like to speak?
I better go when I can.
Yes, you better. We live here in Charlotte Lake.
Yeah. We've been here for 18 years. We did our working years in Ottawa. I somewhere here all my life. Believe me, after we married. And we went to a Canada Day at the beach and said, gee, this is a nice day. Next day, we're looking at real estate.
And 2 days later, we put in an offer, bought this house, rented it for a couple of years, and then we sold our house in Ottawa and moved here.
I came here by choice. I moved here because I liked the place. Oh, we both worked for Bell Northern Research in Ottawa. And it was a work romance, I guess.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was a work romance. We got married and we combined our families, and we have 8 children. And they keep us pretty busy, and 14 grandchildren. So this place just swells on every big holiday. But there's children and grown-ups everywhere. We want to be a community of old folks. I love it when there's young people around.
One of the things that I think is important here is it's a very caring community. There's people that are part of our community. You see them walking on the street, you say hello to them. Other places, they'd be street people. And here they're accorded a degree of respect, and they're just part of the community.
It's gorgeous. It's as nice in the winter as it is in the summer.
It's country, but it's centrally okay. It's not that far from Kingston. It's not that far from Ottawa. From Montreal.
We don't have to go very far anymore. Now we have the grocery store. Everything's in there.
And for people our age, medical stuff is important. Then we got to do that and consider.
You know, there's really no need to be rushing to the city for anything. You never get tired of the community. There's always something going on. I have a little craft group that I go to once a week with the ladies. We play cards with different groups. I enjoy that. And fishing. We have a big property. We love to garden. Bill and I quilt together.
The grocery stores like that.
We've got a lot of different people to always do different things that we do. And I think people need to hear other people's stories.
Marcel Giroux told me one time, he was offered a job in the city, and he said, why would I take that? You spend 50 weeks of the year so you can afford to be here for 2 weeks. Why would I leave here for 50 weeks? And we started saying, oh, it's the place to be.
So I've been working on 2 extra videos just in my last 2 weeks, and one of them is finished. Well, pretty much finished. It's second cut. So I'm just gonna play that too for Village is Beautiful. And then they'll be done. Oh, never mind. Going back to start. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Well, what wonderful testimonials to a very unique and special community. So, our thanks certainly to all of those involved in making of the video. We're at that point in the evening where we want to sort of bring it close to the formal part of our gathering today. And we have some awards to give out. Before I do that, I do want to say thanks on behalf of you as the Central Frontenac community, those of us who have attended tonight, to Mary Gutowski for being the motivating force behind what you've seen tonight. So well to Janet, her organizational group that fantastic together. Obviously, I'm sure you're going to want to stay on and socialize, but we've reached that point in the evening where we have some awards.
You know what happens at award shows when the envelopes come out? And we have the envelope, please. This is for Mr. Johnny Carson and Rick Carson. This is the award for top director, producer, computer technician, sound engineer, musical editor, even background focusing. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I have to open the envelope, but on the outside, Jesse Mills.
Thank you.
Everybody wishes.
Here, here. You didn't even have to cue the pit orchestra.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, where is our lady with the envelope? The moment you've all been waiting for. The moment in which we announce the best video of the evening. Ms. Godfrey, the envelope, please.
This envelope and the contents inside are top secret. This envelope, I know, has been hermetically sealed for the last 6 days in a mayonnaise jar. We know this is true. Oh, no, paper cut.
And
And
the
the
winner
winner is, the award for the best video goes to all of our nominees.
everyone in Central Frontenac. And especially on behalf of our award winners tonight, Ms. Meredith Hudson.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dan. You've done a splendid job. All the people in Central Frontenac. I hope that you feel as I do, it's very much we are. It's a very broad spectrum. It's certainly of everyone, but that's good. And I would like to present this presentation to the Economic Development Committee. To our stars. I'll do this from the side. We have for each of our stars, we have a copy of the videos so that you can go home and play with your family. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Greatly appreciated. And certainly consider it a massive for the community, so we can see central comments that we hope to public. And for those of you who were not featured, and we also have the opportunity, if you'd like to buy a DVD for $5, we have a few available and you can order them. But they are going to be released. They're going to be very soon on YouTube for public viewing and on the township website. And the township website, as of today, actually, has been updated to include a new tab that now says Discover. And when you click on Discover, you will see 3 options. One of them is the page with these videos and the testimonials. And the other page will be an introduction and a little about our community background, our population, our location, our education that's available, something about the economy and the demographics here. So we hope that you are proud of our community and share this with your friends. And we certainly don't want to ever be Toronto. No, that's a thing. but our efforts are that, you know, we're very proud of who we are, and we are not afraid to share that with them. So thank you all for participating. That is in our closing ceremonies and formalities. I think we have a little some food left, so please enjoy it. So, and Jesse, I can't think, I'm going to give you a public hug.
You had your chance.
When Karen came up with the option of perhaps having a youth, it was, you know, sometimes it's a double-edged sword because you can have youth that, and I said, okay, we're going to take you on to the Heritage Festival and you'll have access to the Twitter feed and with my Facebook account and such. And for the first 3 days, it's like everything has to be run by me. This is, you know, really my public face in the world. But by the 3rd day, I knew that I could have confidence in this young man. And we have so many brilliant young people in our community that we should be making every effort to support. And we were just so fortunate to have you, Miss Mills, should be a very proud mom. And Jesse, okay, I'll shut up.
I just wanted to thank Karen and everyone at the Employment Center for just sort of getting the ball rolling on like hooking me up with the township, and also for dressing this place up. The reason it looks so pretty is because of them. So thank you.
Well, what a great way to promote our community. And you know, Jim, it makes me feel I want to live here.
I might even want to be born here, Gary. That's the thing, I do live here. I was born here. Is this a dream?
Thank you, folks. You enjoy.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just gonna go grab my wallet from the car and put it back.
Okay, now I'll give you my real signature number.
Yeah, I was trying my best. I still wish, I think I need like one more video to get everything, but that's in my last week. And then I might possibly, I have a few possible things lined up for you.